All right, we are back. This is the Dream is Free podcast. I'm your host, Jake Healy. Our other host and super producer is Mike Theophil.
What up, guys?
Very excited about our guest today. His name is Chris Warnes, aka CW.
C-Dub.
Guys, first things first, thank you for having me. The energy in here is awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. And before I move on, am I allowed to be authentic and cuss?
We're plus 18. Yeah. This is for the adults.
Just making sure, because the energy in here is fucking awesome. And if you're protecting your time and energy, you can utilize your time and energy for whatever it is you want to develop. You know, just being here, you guys definitely understand time. So we shall share some time.
All right, we are back. This is the Dream is Free podcast, episode 16. I'm your host, Jake Healy. Our other host and super producer is Mike Theophil.
What up, guys?
We're very excited about our guest today. His name is Chris Warnes, aka CW.
C-Dub.
And his overall introduction is he's an entrepreneur.
Correct.
So he's had multiple businesses, CW Fitness, CW Fit. He's a high-end watch reseller. And most recent, I'm sure I'm missing some, but most recently, the Warrior Consulting, which is a business and lifestyle consulting business that you help other people with. And then if I'm missing anything, please let me
You
know.
were missing something already.
Yeah. Oh, and he's also a jiu-jitsu blue belt.
There he
Oh,
is.
yeah.
There he is.
I'm surprised you missed that in the first
Yeah,
place.
I know. That was like, yeah.
I wasn't going to let him miss it this time.
Oh.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Guys, first things first, thank you for having me. The energy in here is awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. And
try.
before I move on, am I allowed to be authentic and
Yes.
cuss?
We're plus 18.
swear,
Yeah.
whatever?
We're
All right.
yeah. This is for the adults.
Just making sure, because the energy in here is fucking awesome.
Yes.
And,
Good. Yeah.
Like, I can't not be authentic. You understand? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know
Yes.
how to not be who I am.
Right.
And I love when I'm around others who also have been able to harness that.
Yes.
So, having me on here, Jake, when you got a hold of me, I had no clue. Like, I had no clue who you guys are.
Right.
And that doesn't matter, and now I'm here in the office, and we had a quick phone call, and I knew this was going to be really good, and I'm really, really, really happy.
Yeah.
And I'm really honored to be here.
Thank you.
So
We're honored to have
thank you for sharing your time with me, guys.
Yeah, no, we know that you're a very busy man, and we appreciate your time because we have a lot more than you do, I think, right now. Right now, at least.
I think it's a matter of how you look at time. Right?
Yeah.
You have to protect your time and your energy.
Right.
And if you're protecting your time and energy, you can utilize your time and energy for whatever it is you want to develop.
Right.
Correct.
And I think, just being here, you guys definitely understand time. So we shall share some time.
Yeah.
And it's, when you share time with good people, it's always an epic thing.
Hell yeah.
So that was a great introduction. Thank you for having me. There's many layers to what I do. Many, 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 many layers. But I think the only thing that potentially might have been missed is I do have a nutrition company as well,
Okay.
which is separate from the gym. Actually, my attorneys told me to make it one company when I acquired my gym 4 years ago. And it was the only time out of 7-8 years of working with attorneys I ever didn't do it. Because I think deep down inside, I knew one day I would sell one or the other. And I'm happy that I have separate entities, and that's actually how I got started, was basically nutrition. Did you mention that in the introduction? You said so much.
I didn't say nutrition. I just said CW Fit.
Oh, you did.
CW
You did. You nailed it.
CW Fit, the nutrition side of it.
And then fitness
Is
is
the
the
gym.
gym.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So when I was coming up, I didn't realize it was all ego-based, putting my initials on everything.
Yep.
I had no clue. And, with my recent company, after 12 years of being in business, it's the first time I didn't put my name on a company.
Got it. CW Fitness sounds good though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't
sounds
sound
good.
like
Yeah.
it doesn't sound like, if I didn't know that it was yours, I wouldn't assume it's someone's initials,
Right.
See, there's a thing, though, and what I've learned is if your name's going to be on something, you have to be present all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're coming for you.
Yeah.
They're expecting Chris
You
Warnes
have to be there.
Yeah.
And if you're not there, they're upset, and rightfully so.
Right.
Do you guys know who Dana Lynn Bailey is?
Dana Lynn-
Rob Bailey? No.
I do not know.
Huge fitness influencers, like huge fitness influencers. They just closed their gym too. And their gym's in Pennsylvania where they're from. And they moved to Montana a couple years ago to expand their clothing company. That's arguably the biggest clothing company in the fitness industry. It's
What is it?
Flag Nor Fail. And they were not in the gym for like 2 years. You can't do that. If your name is going to be on something,
It's not like the fitness edge where you're just
right, exactly.
Like
and
brand.
the interesting thing about it is I've been having meetings with the owners of the Edge over the past couple of weeks, and they are there. They're just, you don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's pretty sweet.
checking the operations and everything, making sure it's running smoothly.
They're gym owners of 30 years. So, when you're a gym owner, you have to look at a lot of things. I mean, it is incredible the amount of attention you have to pay,
Especially right now.
Especially right now. Yeah, absolutely. But they're there. They're there. They opened up in like the 80s.
Who, the Edge?
Yeah.
And I was just going to say, like, shout out to the Edge. I remember when they were where that new apartment complex is on Chambers, and they were in that
used
little
to be Gold's Gym, and then it was the Fitness Edge.
Fitness Edge, and now they're everywhere now. It's amazing.
Gold's and World Gyms are my family. Are the Peppies.
Got it.
From
like your actual family.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
And we all know each other.
Wow.
There's only so many gym owners in the state of Connecticut.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the Edge is killing it.
Yeah.
And like this industry right now is destroyed, which I'm sure we can get into. But they're holding their own, and they have the bankroll to do so. So props to them.
Yeah. 100%.
Let's jump into it.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm ready.
I guess first and foremost, what is the CW story? What's the Chris Warren story? Like what was the journey that led you to the point that you are at today with starting Warrior Consulting? Because it seems like Warrior Consulting is like you're putting your heart and soul into, not that you didn't do it in other businesses, but this is like you helping other people to.
Warrior Consulting is purpose.
Yes.
Opposed to everything else I've done, which is passion. And there's a huge difference. But my story, I'm from Guilford, Connecticut, born and raised. Went to Guilford High School. Basically was dragged through high school by my principal. Barely graduated.
Yeah, we can understand that. Trust us.
My good friend didn't. He was the guy that didn't. And it was like we were splitting hairs.
Yeah.
Hey, Ted, we're not going to graduate. And we were athletes. Football, lacrosse, wrestling, everything.
Yeah.
But partying was more important than anything else in high school, especially. And what many people don't know about me was I was watching my father die while I was in high school. My father was battling cancer, but he was very private about it, and he didn't want us to talk about it. So I just internalized it and just beat the shit out of everybody on the field and off, and partied. Yeah, because I wasn't emotionally aware. Like, I was angry.
Yeah, and the people forget like that age. It's such a young, raw age, and like you're actually so young then.
Incredibly.
Like babies, actually.
You don't even know how to tie your shoes.
Exactly. Literally, actually. Yeah. Like literally.
Yeah.
But continue.
Right.
Sorry.
You're right. No, don't be sorry, please. You're excellent addition there. And, I failed out of Southern Connecticut State University shortly after with a cumulative GPA of 0.73.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you beat me there.
Yeah. I said to myself, I looked at my best friend at the time and I was like, dude, let's join the Army. And he wasn't failing. Like he was probably like getting C's or something.
Did he join the Army with you?
We did. We joined the Army together. He's probably shouldn't say it, but he's a cop somewhere. And, he has a family now and he's doing very well and so on and so on. He's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu and his wife is a purple belt.
Wow.
Are they in Connecticut?
They are. They're in,
nice.
I think, the Watertown area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I know they used to train at Top Team out in Danbury.
Okay. A lot of police officers and former military too train jiu-jitsu. It seems like it's like the camaraderie, I think, is and self-defense for police.
And it's good to
too.
beat the fuck out of each other.
Makes you feel good, yeah.
Because it humbles you, right?
Right.
Because the MMA gym is like, it's a very interesting environment. You could be rich, you could be poor, you could be great at combat, you could be not.
Yeah.
And you just learn quick what the deal is.
And you don't have time to think about anything else in that moment other than this guy's trying to choke the shit out of me right now. That's all I could think
You
about.
ever been choked out?
Like unconscious?
Yeah.
No.
It's fun.
I tap.
yeah. I'm stubborn.
Yeah. I've come close. Like
Yeah.
you start seeing like the stars and everything, but
Yeah, when you start seeing the stars, it's like euphoric.
Yeah.
I was in, you guys, you know what a guillotine is?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was in a guillotine on a smaller purple belt. He was like 160 pounds, and I'm like 215.
Yeah.
And I'm quite good. I was ranked top 3 in the world before I retired, and I was crossing his body. I was doing the proper escape to get out of the guillotine, but he rolled his thumb on my trachea.
Oh.
Gone.
Wow.
Gone. I woke up, my legs are in the air. Everyone's looking at me. This was, we were just training.
Yeah.
We were just training. And, I looked at my coach and I was like, can I fucking finish? Like, can I get back in?
Yeah.
He's like, just hold on a second.
Yeah.
You go in the next round. But jiu-jitsu's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. So good. But going back, so you joined the Army with your
thank
friend?
you for redirecting me. Yeah, you're gonna. That's good. That's very, very good. I get long-winded, and I appreciate that.
No, it's cool.
Yeah, so I joined the Army. I was 19 years old. It was 2004, and I quickly went through the infantry basic training, which is interesting. This was prior to. How do I put this? You could still have the shit beaten out of you.
In the military.
In the military,
Yeah.
I mean, you get beat up.
Yeah.
If you fuck up, everybody gets punished.
Yeah.
I mean, degraded. I mean,
Yeah.
standing next to 50 guys naked while watching your personal things being destroyed in front of you. You just you can't do that anymore. You know what I mean? And it was traumatic, but what they do is they rewire your brain.
Yeah.
Right? Because the brain you can manipulate through
Yep.
the synapses, and it's very, very similar to rewriting your subconscious.
Yeah, with affirmations.
Virtually,
And,
exactly.
Yeah, man.
And so anyways, they turned me into this, they broke me.
Yeah.
They did. They broke me.
One of my best friends,
Yeah.
he's been on our podcast before.
Badass.
His name's Chuck Roach. I don't know if you've ever come across him before. He was a drill instructor in the Marine Corps. So he tells us all the crazy stuff. And like he's a personal trainer too, and like he uses some of these like mind games like to get you to like
It's all
be
mind
better at
It's
it.
like monarch mind control.
Yeah.
I've heard.
It's interesting. And they broke me, but that's what boot camp does.
Yeah.
But nothing had ever broke me prior to that. Or since, interestingly. But I ended up at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, home of the 101st Airborne, arguably the most prestigious division to ever walk this earth. And of course, I'm a little biased, but when you do the research, the 101st Airborne was developed solely for the landing of Normandy in World War II. It was a complete shit show. If you do any of the history, there's all sorts of problems from the initial
With Normandy or with the
Yeah, so they dropped like 15 miles past the beach, and the whole division just got destroyed.
It's okay.
Should I stop?
No.
we're good.
This is honestly, I don't. That's the thing.
this is a long form podcast, so it's
Yeah,
kind of like
I-
we're just like
Yeah,
keep going.
Come here, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could-
know.
yeah.
I
For the
know.
listeners,
Yes.
Penelope is also in the room with us.
Penelope's
Yes.
here. If anyone,
Penelope's protecting us.
Yes.
That's all she was doing.
if you have food, she'll stop. But, but anyways, yeah. So Penelope, come here, sweetheart. So let me get back on that. Anyways, they dropped 15 miles past the invasion point, which was the beach, and then the whole division had to get rescued. So not only did everyone have to take that beach, but they had to go rescue the 101st Airborne afterwards.
Oh my God.
But ever since then, long story short, so I show up, and then within 4 months, they're like, oh, we're going to Iraq. And this was back in 2004. I joined the military. So things were still like nasty.
Yeah.
And they handed me a 25-pound light machine gun, which is called a SAW, an M249. And they said, okay, well, this is yours now. Learn how to shoot it.
That's the bigger gun,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So my other friend Birdo was in the Marine Corps. He was also a saw gunner. He's so he's got some cool pictures carrying from that.
And he's probably is he a bigger dude?
Big guy.
Yeah. So they give the pigs to the big boys,
Right.
And because we have to fucking move it.
Yeah.
And then you also have to carry the ammo, and it's a belt-fed machine gun. It's not like a pistol where there's like 6
Clips.
or 7
Yeah.
bullets.
Yeah.
And so gun guys would say magazines. That's what they'll say, like the magazine for the pistol. So anyways, you have to carry 1,200 rounds, which is 50 pounds. just the ammo. And then the gun's 25 pounds, but it has a cyclic rate, meaning you just hold the trigger down and it shoots 1,000 rounds a minute.
Wow.
So it was a pain in the ass, and I hated it until I got to Iraq and we got into firefights.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
we're okay.
Yeah.
But this is great. Oh, I'm a saw gunner. Okay, thank God.
Yeah.
And I was in Iraq immediately, and the first time I went outside the base, we got attacked.
Wow.
And being in the infantry, which it sounds like you understand, it's, over the course of history, it's been, anyone that is initially in the battle. So if you go back 1,000 years, it's gentlemen on their feet with swords and spears, chopping each other down and such. And then, as time rolls on and there's guns, it's the guys shooting each other, with muskets, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as time rolls on, it's guys with machine guns fighting it out. But the interesting thing about fighting Iraq was we weren't fighting Iraqis. And at the time, I didn't realize this, but they were Islamic extremists, which would filter in from all areas of the world that hated Americans. We would pull passports off Syrians, Iranians, Britain, Liberia, Egypt, America, Canada.
Wow.
So it wasn't like the Iraqi people.
It was just a collective.
It's what most people don't understand is we were there primarily because of Bush II, his vendetta against that area of the world because of his father. They tried to kill his father, right?
He said that, in a press conference,
And they tried, long story short, his father, but also if you put the Americans in Iraq, it detours things like 9/11 from happening. Go over there and kill the Americans. Don't come here. And I don't agree with the war now that I'm 35 years old, and I know it was done for not what the public was fed at the time.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll leave my opinions of what's going on in the world right now out until it gets brought up.
Yeah.
But it's propaganda.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And they want you to believe things. And now having the mindset that I do, I know that we weren't there for weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah.
But the point is, I did my first tour there. I got wounded on my first tour. I also buried my father on my first tour. Jeez. So all in like a month too.
Wow.
So, long story short, I'd been there 7-8 months. I called my dad. He was very, very sick. And I said, hey, Dad, listen, I'm coming home in a couple months. But you're not going to hear from me for a few weeks. I got to go work,
Yep.
Which means
go.
I'm going out. There's no phones, there's no showers, there's no toilets.
Yeah.
You're not writing a letter home anytime soon.
No, I'm working.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
And
Batman shit.
yeah. And then, they woke me up in the middle of the night, and I immediately was like, I didn't do it. Because it was my whole chain of command, all the way up to like a colonel, which you don't see, and the chaplain, which is like the religious man.
Yep.
And they said, Chris, go call your mother. And I said, what the fuck you talking about? Go call my mother. I'll call her later. And they're like, no, you got to go call your mother. And then it hit me, and I was like, fuck, my dad died.
Damn.
And I was home within 48 hours. And he was in Jamaica on vacation with my sister. So it was like trying to get a piece of mail home.
Yeah.
It was hard. Buried him, went right back, got wounded immediately. And
What was it like going from like Iraq war zone to
oh, dude,
A funeral.
listen to
a
this.
funeral back in the United States where you're from?
I'll
back.
tell you, right? Listen, I got to Kuwait because you have to fly civilian. You can't fly military when you're on a Red Cross message. So I was in civilian clothes. And I'm in the Kuwait airport in customs. Now, you got to understand, I just came out of war, and there's Arab men with AK-47s pointed at my head. And they're like, step over here. And I was like, yeah, right.
I'm not the guy.
Yeah.
And I got a fucking AK-47 butt stock against the back of the head. My backpack had C4 residue in it. From carrying plastic explosives to blow shit up.
Yeah.
Doors, bridges,
Whatever.
And they thought it was a bomb. And in my bloody days, I took one down with me. 1 out of 3, but they had machine guns. Wow. But anyways, in my bloody haze, I screamed for an American general, and I got it. You have to because of NATO. And they got me on the plane. They got me home.
Nice.
And I got home, and my mom told me recently that I basically just turned on my Xbox and just stayed there for about a week and a half.
Like playing Xbox?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like
Is
Xbox
it,
360.
isn't there normally
Nice.
like when you come home from war like a whole process to like
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a 3-month
yourself.
process.
Yeah.
But I just glued myself to Xbox 360.
What game?
I don't know.
Yeah. Probably Halo. Probably Halo or something.
Probably Halo or Madden or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe Forza.
Okay.
Because I'm a car guy.
Nice.
And, I buried my dad, and then I went right back. And then within 30 days, some nasty shit happens. And I ended up getting wounded looking for two guys from my sister company, Bravo Company. And it was pretty bad. Do you want me to? Like,
Yeah, dude.
Please.
If you want.
yeah. So, I'm sure we'll talk about like socials and how to get a hold of me. But if you want the full story, it's
I've read this on your Instagram.
Yeah.
That's how
Is it all right if I say it?
Yeah, please.
If you want the full story publicly, it's the first episode of my podcast called The CW Clinic. I put it out about 2.5 years ago. Don't hate me for my audio. I had no clue what I was doing.
We won't.
No, we won't.
And I basically tell the details, but ultimately we were looking for 2 missing guys, and people don't go missing in Iraq. American soldiers don't go missing. You don't go missing. Whole country shuts down.
Yeah.
Everybody stops. Everybody who's a soldier
Goes looking for
it
them.
goes looking.
Yeah, wow.
Everybody. Okay. We're talking Delta Force, Rangers, SEALs, CIA, FBI, conventional military, Air Force, Navy. Everybody stops. Everybody stops. And I was in a gun truck. I was up on a gun turret. I had a big 50 caliber machine gun in front of me, and we were out looking for Menchaca and Tucker. And it was hot. It was like 140 fucking degrees. It was fucking hot.
Damn.
It's June 18th, 2006. And I kicked the driver, because if you're in a gun turret, it's like you're standing in a like a sunroof of a car.
Okay.
You know, you're like standing
Yeah.
up outside of the truck.
Yep.
And I kicked him because that's where the boss is on the right side. I kicked him. I said, "Stop! I smell death." And anyone who's ever smelled human death, you know what human death smells like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you go down the road and you smell death, it's like an animal.
Mm-hmm.
Human death is different.
Mm.
And I was like, "Fuck! Stop!" And long story short, we got the order to keep pushing. As soon as the driver stepped on the gas pedal, just whack. And it was the most monstrous hit I ever took. That was the 11th time I was blown up directly. The 11th.
Jeez.
What the fuck?
My truck ended up 70 feet off the road.
Damn.
And I was in the gun turret. I was holding
Where
on.
did you
Half
in?
your body's
You
hanging
had-
outside.
I fucking held on.
Yeah.
I remember seeing like sky, ground, and then I woke up in a gunfight. And so the dudes that were trying to kill us, it put a 250-pound aerial bomb, which is virtually the size of your couch,
Yeah.
under the road, and knocked our truck that far off. The irony is, 50 feet ahead was Menchaca and Tucker. Castrated,
Wow, the 2 guys that are missing.
castrated,
Oh no.
castrated, delimbed, decapitated, with bombs underneath them.
Wow.
That's who you deal with.
Like pure evil.
Yeah.
Pure evil.
Yeah. Like.
Complete and utter hatred.
Yeah.
Racism and cynicalism to the deepest degree.
Jesus.
And I was just talking racism with one of my friends. She's black, Angie. What's up, Angie?
Shout out
Shout
Angie.
out to Angie.
Yeah.
Yesterday, she's like, "No, you don't understand racism, man." No, I do. Trust me.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to help her try to educate people that don't.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a big push for her. She's got a social media presence, and she's trying to educate everyone with like BLM and that movement and so on and so forth. And I've known her for like 30 years. So I'm like, "Yo, I want to help you."
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, you don't understand." I'm like, no, I do.
Yeah.
I really do.
You could just show her that clip right there, and I think she'll understand.
Yeah.
That you understand.
Because that's
Yeah.
like pure hatred towards
Yeah.
somebody that you've never had any sort of
Nothing.
interaction with
Yeah.
ever in your entire life. It's completely just based off of what they were taught.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And here's the irony, right? So 14 years later, I'm not mad at them. I'm not.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand why they tried to do that. I understand.
That takes like a good person to take a step back and be like, wow, like I understand how they were
Totally
in this position. And
I hated that.
Yeah.
I hated them.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I was racist too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like it took years to undo that.
Yeah.
I mean, a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I fucking wake up and I'm like, oh, fuck. And the first thing I do is I reach down and make sure my dick's attached. I'm like, all right, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
As long as that's there, you can deal with the rest of it.
Yeah, and I had a piece of metal sticking out of my face. I had a piece of metal sticking out of my back. Everybody was knocked out in the truck. Thank God everyone was alive. And,
Wow.
you know, I started kicking everybody. I was like, get the fuck up. You know, and I pulled myself out of the gun turret and, you know, fortunately, there were 4 other gun trucks behind me with 50 caliber machine guns.
Oh, they were trailing you, ready to. Okay, cool. You guys weren't solo.
They were pissed.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember the medic coming over to me, and you know, and I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm hit. He's like, I know. We're gonna take care of you. And I was medevaced off the battlefield. I was later awarded the Purple Heart, which is being wounded in combat.
Yep.
Very seldomly are you alive when you receive this award. I was the youngest living recipient of the Purple Heart in the state of Connecticut at the time.
Wow.
Yeah, and long story short, I recovered. Next mission back, I was blown up again and mortared and caught in a gunfight.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dude.
So you've been blown up 12 times.
It ended up being 13, Baker's dozen. And that's direct. I'm talking like
Yeah.
underneath me or just to the side of me, not the ones that just missed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my other friend who was in the military, he was in Iraq as well, but he was saying at one point, like being there, like watching people that were in his platoon pass away.
Penelope, stop. Come here.
Maybe if I have the blinds open and she could see, it'll be better.
I don't know. Penelope, stop.
I think she sees the light going out there.
Okay. So
She's doing her job.
yeah, she's doing her job. She's my angel. She's my protector.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna open the blinds just to make. Maybe it'll help. I don't know.
Should we? You tell me about your friend?
Yeah. So
Yeah, go on.
he was saying, watching people that were in his platoon, pass away or lose limbs and stuff like that. Like he kind of in his head just accepted. He said like I just accepted that I was gonna die at some point there.
Yeah. You
And-
stop fearing death.
Yeah, and he said like the plane ride back to the U.S. was the most surreal experience he's ever had. Because like
I'm getting tingly.
he said he can't even describe like how I'm like in disbelief flying back there because in his head he was like I'm dying here.
Mm-hmm. You accept it.
Yeah,
You lose the fear of death.
and it's got to be crazy. Like when you flew back for the funeral and then flying back to that back. You've gone back and forth to Middle East a bunch of times. It's
I've been back and forth like 10 times or something. It's a ridiculous flight. It's like 18 hours.
Damn.
But
Jesus.
anyways, when you land for the first time in your like everybody's family they're on the airstrip.
welcome. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Oh, cool.
They're there and they got their signs and everything. I remember we landed. We were home. And like the ranking guy's like, everyone pull out your fucking razors and shave. I'm like, what? We don't have any water. Fucking shave your face now, motherfuckers. We're like, okay.
On the plane?
Yeah. We're like, well, we want to get off. We haven't been home in a year.
Yeah.
We're shaving our face and everything and
Bleeding.
The 101st is very prestigious and very
Strict.
very strict.
Yeah.
You had to conduct yourself with professionalism.
Yeah.
Whether, you're an infantry grunt or a cook. But anyways,
Yeah.
the point is, and then you get out and like they put you in formation and you can't go see your family, but they're yelling and screaming for you. And then you pick out your family and you could see him and you're like, hey, and then they let you go see your family. I remember it was my girlfriend at the time, my sister and my mother. And I have a picture of that day in that moment, actually, and my eyes are gray. There's no color to them. It's weird. It's really, really weird. You come back, you're not present.
Yeah.
Penelope.
It's okay.
Hey, sweetheart. Hey. Is it the dog, you think?
No, it's just people
somebody
walking.
by.
We might have to put her in the car.
No, she.
No.
Sure?
Yeah. We don't. I mean, if it bothers you, it's on you. We're good.
No,
Yeah,
you're just gonna have to reel me back in.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's all.
So
Sweetheart,
yeah,
come here.
getting
Yeah. So where was I?
you're getting off the plane.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
saw. You have a photo
Picture.
of. You have an exact photo of.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. My eyes are gray. They're gray, and I've only met one other person in life that's not military that had those eyes. It's actually a former mentor of mine, and it's weird. You're just like a vessel.
Yeah.
You're just like a weapon. That's all you are, especially coming out of combat. Now, here's a staggering statistic, okay? 1% of the population goes in the military. 1% of the military goes to combat, okay?
So you're a point
Wow.
0.01.
Like, I don't take anything away from any veteran that has never seen combat.
Yeah.
And it's stressful to them in themselves, just being away from their family for a year and like missing a birth of a child or something along those lines, but they've never been in combat. Right? So 1% of the military sees combat, and generally speaking, it's your Rangers, your Special Forces, your Delta, your SEALs, your infantry, your military police officers, your artillery, your tankers. There's 217 jobs in the Army. 216 of those jobs are there to support the infantry. Right. That's it. Their sole purpose in life is to make sure we're good. You get it?
Yeah.
So, and then our job is to take care of SF and, Delta Force and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But anyways, the point that I'm getting at is I just really wasn't present. And I remember very shortly after that moment, I was in the hotel room with my girlfriend at the time, and she was like snapping her fingers. She's like, Chris, come back. And it still happens from time to time. I just gone. But
Did you just feel like numb at that point?
no,
or
you're just not there.
Yeah,
You're in war.
Yeah, exactly.
Your body's there. You're just
still
your
thinking
soul
about-
is still yeah.
Yeah.
probably takes a long time to process.
Think about all the
of
things
that.
they see, Jake. You know what I mean? Like they're seeing stuff no one in this world will see. Hopefully,
Yeah.
right? You don't
Yes,
want
hopefully.
you don't want people to see the things these men and women have had to go through. It's like then they're in this world which isn't a normal world,
Right.
and then they're just thrusted back into this weird ass thing we call society.
Yeah.
Right, where no one really understands them and what they're going through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
It's crazy. It's crazy. That's why you guys are heroes. You know what I mean? Like seriously, like, there's another reason. You know what I mean? Like
Hit me in the feels.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and one of that's very well articulated, and one of the perfect examples that I give is I chose not to drive for like a couple of months after I got home because we when we would be driving, we would be very much like a fire engine coming down the street with its sirens on. Like everybody gets out of your way, right? But that was our everyday.
And you're like hyper focused all the
Hyper-focused.
time, especially in a car, right? Because
Yeah.
you're looking for ICDs.
Yeah, like bombs in the
yeah.
road, IEDs or
IEDs,
guy.
sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Improvised explosive device. Basically, it's a fucking bomb.
Yeah.
Homemade bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And you're looking for guys with fucking rocket launchers. I want to blow your ass up, and like dudes with machine guns, and even the dude on the roof with the cell phone who's telling his boys, "Get ready, here they come."
Yep.
You got to be aware of things like that. But when I came back to the States, I chose not to drive because I was super aggressive, super like I was wired tight, and I just road rage. And I knew it too, so I just didn't drive. I didn't go out in public. When you're 21 and you're a combat veteran, and 21-year-olds are spilling beer on you at the bar, and you want to like
Knock them in the face.
you want to smash their beer over their head. You don't want to put yourself in that position. So yeah, you're absolutely right, Jake. Yeah.
And then what was life like after the military? Like,
So I ended up going back to Iraq a second time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
a very very different tour. I can count on one hand how many times I got into a fight.
mhm.
So
It's way different than the first experience.
The second tour was like a helicopter shows up to the base, and there's guys in suits with $200,000 worth of cash, the CIA. And where are we escorting you today, gentlemen? Who are we giving this money to? It's the local shop owner.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every day.
Wow.
Every day.
That had to be some crazy shit. to
Hell
see.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was the first time I got to really experience the culture. I would go into their homes and take off my armor, which you don't do in war.
Right.
You sit down, you eat, you dine. Food brings people together of any language.
I know.
And food culturally is usually how you break bread. I mean, that's the saying, right?
Yeah.
And you're sitting there and you get to experience what it's like to live in that country, which has really given me perspective of how good we have it here, even with all this garbage going on with restrictions and everything. We like you have a toilet to use.
Yeah.
70% of the world doesn't.
Right.
They have holes in the ground.
Yep.
Just that, let alone a pillow.
Yeah.
Or the magical. I would tell the Iraqi kids, we have a magical switch in the house. It turns running water on.
Oh, wow.
They're like, what? What the fuck are you talking about?
Wow.
Indoor plumbing. First world versus third world is incredibly different. But it's cool. Like there's no table. You sit on the ground and it's like a mound of food.
Yeah.
It's like 20 pounds of food, and you just go in with your bread and take what you want and eat it and talk and so on and so forth. And you shit your brains out the day later. But because it's very similar to like India with like spices and curries. It's Southwest Asia.
Yeah.
So it's actually an Asian area of the world. So it's very spicy with the food. But that's where I got to experience the culture, and it was quite fun. I did a lot of like political stuff. I picked up Arabic very loosely, so I was able to at least talk very, very generally to the people, which they respected me for it. They'd always call me Sergeant Warnes. They said it's Adif Warnes, and what's up, guys?
Yeah.
And I'd be able to talk like that, but nothing in depth.
Yeah.
But I picked up Arabic. I worked with the translators. I would take my spare time and talk to the translators, and they would teach me.
Was it weird going from like that first tour where you were in heavy combat to the second time?
It was boring.
Yeah,
it was boring. And at this point, I had 9 guys underneath me, and you like were almost conditioned for action, but there was no action.
Yeah.
There was no action. There was no fighting, and everyone had itchy trigger fingers. A lot of accidental shootings. But what most people won't tell you is that you don't hear about that stuff.
Yeah.
It's all covered
like
up.
friendly fire stuff or civilian.
No, you'll hear about that.
Yeah.
You don't hear about, oops, I accidentally shot the housewife.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I actually just watched the Red Table Talk. I don't know if you know the show.
No.
It's Will Smith's wife, her mother, and then
Jade is her name?
Jada
Yeah.
Pinkett Smith, Willow. So it's 3 generations of the women.
Right.
And they just have talks. It's a cool show, actually. It's really good. Well done. And they just had a former military girl's mom come on. Tam, I told you about this. The daughter went missing. Fort Hood, it's called Fort Hood in Texas.
Fort Hood in Texas.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's
Very controversial base.
And
a lot of accidental killings.
Yes, that's what happened to this poor woman. She told her mom too on a phone call, like, the mom noticed that something was wrong with her daughter, and then she was like, tell me what's going on. She's like, I can't, they're gonna come after you, blah blah, I can't, but when I'm done, I'm gonna handle it.
Oh no, you can't.
Yeah,
you can't say a thing.
Yeah, no. And she
dark.
She's gone now, and it's crazy, but obviously it's getting public news because it's on Red Table Talk, but it's crazy.
Good.
That fort, I guess, is known for that.
It's known for it.
For the women stuff too,
specifically minority and women, and homosexual.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, they're always finding gay males beat up and killed.
It's crazy.
The general, whoever's in charge, they're always in and out. There's just something with that base.
Through them.
Yeah,
there's just something with it.
Yeah,
it's weird.
It's weird.
I never went.
Yeah.
So you were back in
oh
Iraq
yeah,
for the
second tour. Yeah,
boring Snoresville.
Boring. It was all my guys. They wanted fucking firefights, and I'm like, guys, you don't understand. Like, be happy. You don't have to experience this shit. And of course, there's a piece of me that wanted it too. And there was a couple times where there was some fights we got into, but we brought everyone home. Everyone, all limbs. Everyone was in shape. A journey that I was on at that time was, after my first tour, I put on about 60 pounds. I blacked out every day in between tours. And I was like 250 when I got to Iraq the second time, and I was big.
Blackout drinking?
Yeah, blackout drinking. I was like fat.
Yeah.
And I couldn't move.
Yeah.
And it was hot.
Yeah.
So I ended up losing. I got down to like 190 on that tour. I dropped down to, about 190 pounds. At that time, the famous fitness model at the time, his name was Greg Plitt. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Greg Plitt. He had a young death around like 40, but he was a military guy. I was following his diet, and that's where my fitness actually kind of came too.
Okay, cool.
But so long story short, we got home, and then I was separating from the military after that. That was right at the turn of 2008, 2009, and I was angry. I was just an angry dude, and I got back into jiu-jitsu to kind of like channel my anger, if you will.
I'm glad I wasn't rolling with you at that time.
Oh my God.
No good. No good at all. Yeah. And, I was training at the Lion's Den. At that time, it was in Wallingford. It was Ken Shamrock's studio. Ken Shamrock was like a UFC 1 OG.
Yes. Yeah.
And, long story short, I think I competed a couple times, and then I stopped, and I started going to school. And is this what you want? You want me to tell you about going to school and everything?
Yeah. Dude. Yeah, we want your life, bro.
You know what? And thank you for letting me say these things. Usually I'm the listener.
Oh, cool.
I'm always listening.
Yeah.
So
thanks for sharing. Seriously.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I believe in this platform.
Thanks.
So
appreciate it.
You're welcome. And I started going to community college, Gateway Community College. Now I had a 4.0.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What were you going to school for?
I started going off for exercise science.
Okay.
Hey, yo, Tam.
And dietetics.
He's in school right now.
He's in school right now for it.
Yes. What is it?
Norwalk Community College.
Yeah, I took classes at Norwalk during the summer because they pay you to go to school.
Yes.
They pay you to go to school when you get out of the
People
military.
don't get. Oh, sorry. I was going to say we basically for people who don't have money too, they pay you to go Houstonic. That's why I started going
grants.
there. Yeah, it's
the
like
Pell Grant.
Yeah, it's just get in there for free.
Now all community college is free now. in
Oh,
Connecticut.
really?
Yeah, and you can collect the Pell Grant. Guys, I'll teach you.
Yeah.
I'll teach
I
you.
mean, I'm way done with school.
Yeah, we're all
right,
done with school now.
I'm
we're
done. But Tam
Tim,
needs
I'll
it.
teach you.
Yeah.
You could get $5,000 a year going to school for free. They're grants.
Yeah, I know. He needs to talk to you.
Yeah, if your income level is a certain amount.
It's definitely his income level is definitely at a certain amount.
I will teach you.
Yes.
I will teach you.
Yes.
So Gateway Community College, dietetics, exercise science. I was the president of the Veterans Club. I had a 4.0. I mean, I was like a new man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was still angry.
Yeah.
I was like in awesome shape. I had hair on my head. Yeah, I still had hair.
I saw some pictures from your
Yeah.
Instagram. You had very, very blonde, long hair.
Luscious,
Really?
Right?
luscious locks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Luscious. There's a thing they say about bald men, all right?
Yeah.
The reason why we're bald is because our hair was just so incredibly luscious that it had a short shelf life.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't be blessed with that hair for that long.
You just can't. It's like a tragedy to every other male. They're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So
That's funny.
I was doing.
I hope my hair lasts now.
I hope it does. Too. and you know what? If you ever get to the point to where you're doing the comb over, which by like 26 I was doing,
I'm shaving.
I just cut it off.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm like that. I'm the same with you like that. I would if I sense any, it's off.
Do it.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
But it looks like you have a nice beard.
Oh, I could grow a beard.
Right.
Yeah. Which helps, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Until it starts going white, then you're like, fuck. What's going on here? I'm bald and white in the beard.
No, but it's like it's a badass look. It's a badass look.
It is, and you got to own it.
Yes.
Like you're bald. Just own it.
Yep.
Gentlemen, own it.
Yes.
Just own your masculinity too.
Yes.
But and then I transferred over to University of New Haven. Has a really, really good relationship with Gateway Community College and a huge veteran presence. Huge veteran presence. And I was on what's called the VOC rehab, which is if you're wounded in combat, you're paid to go to school for however long you want.
Epic. So still?
Well, I turned down a PhD program.
Oh, okay.
Which I can tell you if you want.
Yeah, eventually we'll get.
Yeah.
When you get to the PhD level.
Yeah, right. I stopped at grad school, and I said that's enough. 7 years is enough.
Yeah.
Okay. I started studying nutrition and business at UNH. Now, at this point, I had been a personal trainer. I was building my brand, and I kind of like shifted past that. But my professionalism, I was already in business for a couple of years at this point. I started off as a personal trainer, and I had that military-esque approach, which worked really well with people.
Yeah.
I would just beat the shit out of them with my words. I'd be like, what are you talking about? You can't do that.
Yeah.
Get the fuck over there and go do it, you pussy.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard me. Go do it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Chris. Yeah, go.
Yeah.
But it worked really well.
Yeah.
And I started competing in the fitness industry. I did some men's physique shows, if you're familiar with
Yeah.
it.
Mike O'Hearn type stuff.
Yeah. Well, not Mike. Mike's a big boy.
I met him.
He's a big fucking boy.
Yeah. He is. I'll show you a photo after of being him.
I would love to. What is he, like 260?
He was. I was 220 at the time. And
You were 220?
yeah, dude.
Like built?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to. After I played college hoops, so after I just like I just didn't want to do anything physical for like a couple years.
Yeah, I get it.
And I'm recently just getting back on my workout grind, to be honest, like last week.
So you sized down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, size down's a process that most people don't know about.
Yeah, I did. But I'm looking to get back in that. But it's not about me right now. It's about you. I'm sorry. I sidetracked for a second.
That's an interesting
Michael
story,
Hearn,
though.
he's the man. He's the man.
He is. But no, Michael is a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Men's physique was more of like a male model look.
Okay.
And I forefronted it for the not only the industry, but also the state.
Oh, cool.
And, I didn't do very well when I was competing. I got to the national level and I started competing against these that are now multi-million-dollar Instagram accounts. Their bodies were just like Michael's. They're just another level than me physically. Like, I'm built well, but these guys were like pro level, top breed. They just look perfect.
Yeah, genetics too, type stuff. Yeah.
And so I ended up stepping down, realizing that my mind was going to take me further than competing in the fitness industry, which I thought was basically my approach after boot camp. Because realistically, I thought to myself, I'm like, I need a challenge. So I dieted for my first show, which was a challenge. But then I got there and I'm like, that wasn't that hard.
Yeah.
Okay, give me something else.
Yeah.
Because I'm addicted to adrenaline, or I was at that point, which came from being in combat, because you get addicted to the adrenaline dumps, which that's a whole nother topic. But so at UNH, they basically came to me when I was finishing up. At that point, I was personal training. I was going to school. I was doing nutrition, and I was working security at bar in New Haven on the weekends for
and pizza.
Yeah,
fire.
Good fucking pizza.
I know.
And it also turns into a nightclub.
Yeah,
That.
Yeah.
It's funny. I've probably been there back then when he was bodyguarding and I didn't even know.
Very artsy building, first and foremost.
Yes.
And a very eclectic clientele, especially when the Yaleys were there.
Yeah. Right.
The Yaleys, they wouldn't really come in like Saturday night to party. They'd come in like Thursday at happy hour and shoot pool. And then they have really nice art there. They have chalkboard art. And you guys are familiar with the inside of, and it's a brewery on top of it. It's a brewery. It's one of the best pies in New Haven.
Yes, it is really good,
and it's a nightclub.
Yeah,
so you get to meet a lot of people. But I was doing security there, and I was finishing up undergrad, and they said to me, "Hey, Chris, so, you going to go to grad school? Like, we have a veteran quota that needs to be met." I was like, you know what? All right, let's do it. So I ended up going the MBA route, Masters of Business Administration, and I could have gone nutrition as well. But it was around, I think that was 2014, 2015. At this point, I had, bought a house. I was driving a new car. I was traveling. I was doing very well professionally. I was making over like $100,000, and I was in school, and I was building my career. I thought I was like super special. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm making $100,000. I'm like 27, on my own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I decided I wanted to buy a gym. And the interesting thing about it is, have you guys been to grad school?
Yeah. That's
Not me.
Yeah.
I stopped at the bachelor's.
It's like small teams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like groups of 3 and 4. So I would team up with the accountants, and I would say, guys, look at these books of this gym. What do you think? And they'd be like, no. And I was looking around the country. I was traveling with a girlfriend at the time, and we went to South Carolina. We met some gym owners. We thought about buying it. I went to Texas. I went to Rhode Island. I actually lost about $30,000 on one in Rhode Island.
Trying to open it or buy it?
Trying to buy it. The guy at the last minute said which you can do. It's allowed in business. I want more money. And this is what I want. And I told him, I said, it's not going to happen. Like, I was right there. I was right about to buy the fucking gym. And all of a sudden his price went up from like 300 to 400. And I'm like, dude, I'm like 29. Like,
You're like
I'm over
the
leveraged.
accountants back at UNH
Yeah.
said that's not cool.
I'm over leveraged, like, just to get this loan. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
I don't have it. Okay, Penelope. Okay. Shit.
It's okay.
Penelope. Hey, sweetheart. Penelope.
I wish I could get a camera on just Penelope too.
She so what her thing is, if she hears noises, she gets all upset.
It's okay.
You know what I mean?
Somebody
Her tail's wagging, but she's just all upset. So I lost like 30. I lost 30 grand because, you know, the deal didn't end up happening, and I called my attorney. He's like, you're still gonna have to pay the bill. I was like, bill for what? He's like, me. I was like, oh fuck. So
Damn.
yeah.
He's like, you're actually paying me for this phone call right now.
Yeah.
The irony is, like, I called him on the way here.
No, it's funny. Yeah.
But now he understands.
Yeah.
But if you are in business, you need excellent attorneys.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're thinking, I'm not talking to you specifically, but your audience, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have like people that are business owners or thinking of doing their own thing. I highly recommend having excellent attorneys prior to starting anything that you're doing, because
Saves a lot of time.
business
and money.
is business. Fuck your feelings. It's a business.
Yeah.
And long story short, I ended up finding. It was called Balance Fitness in Seymour in 2016. And I was in my last semester of grad school. I was doing my final project, and I ended up scoring a deal, or so I thought. And I ended up buying Balance Fitness in the Claridus Village of Seymour, Connecticut, for, in my opinion at that time, a bargain. In hindsight, 4 years later, I think it was reasonable.
Yeah.
You know, looking back on it, it didn't pay too much, but it wasn't like a steal. You know, like I've learned a thing or two.
Yeah.
And I actually missed my graduation because I was working there as a front desk guy. I worked it out with the owner that they didn't want to tell me that I was coming in as a new owner. They wanted to be discreet. So I just worked the desk for free.
Wow.
And I didn't tell anyone. And I watched everyone.
Yeah.
And I watched and I learned.
Oh, there's probably some people when
Wow.
you came on board to be the owner.
They were
they're
like,
probably
you're the new owner. I'm like, hey, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
How does that sound? No, you can't do that. Really? Get the fuck out of this gym right now. I'm calling the police.
Yeah.
Okay? You want to train people on the floor and you don't work for the gym? You're not going to work
Oh,
for me.
wow.
You're not working for me. Get out.
Yeah.
But anyways, yes, you know, and it was that chapter of my life. Gym ownership was the most expensive and the most growth.
Yeah.
I was 31. You know, I was on a huge self-development journey. I was killing it in life prior. And, you know, and I learned very quickly that regardless of my education and my business experience, I didn't know a thing. I knew nothing. I knew nothing about gym ownership. Not a thing. Did I understand leadership? 100%. Did I understand leadership in the micro aspect of gym ownership? No, not at all.
Because your leadership background was from
Military,
military
yeah.
and probably the MBA program a little bit,
Exactly.
stuff you learned there.
And in operating the business prior, the nutrition company, working with clients.
Right.
So I just dove heavy into personal development at that point, and I was listening to like Andy Frisella on his podcast, the MFCEO Project. I don't know if you guys are familiar. Great show.
Check it out.
He's renamed it. I started reading every day, meditating every day, journaling every day, forgiveness work, affirmations. I was trying to do everything I could to
heal
to
internally.
heal.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly, and to kind of like.
Not be so angry anymore.
Like take control of myself. Because most business owners think that like their problems stem from everybody else, but they don't.
What was the point where you said like, okay, I need to do some work on myself?
I knew I had no fucking clue what I was doing. I was like, this is beyond me.
This is after you've bought
Yeah.
the gym.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
You're sitting in there one night, turning the
Yeah.
lights off, and you're like, Jesus, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would always have like my revelations on the drive-in, you know?
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah. At that time, I was driving an STI, which is a Subaru. And I love winter. So like I would always like, fuck around on the way in.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, that was fun.
Like drifting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
me
I'd be
too.
like, I have no fucking clue what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
And in all reality, I was looked at as a kid. I was 31. You know, the majority of my staff was older. They hadn't been managed in 4 years.
Yeah.
There was no structure. It was a free for all. It was a circus. It was a bad. Well, I shouldn't say bad, but it wasn't operating well as a business prior.
Prior owners lacked the self-love for the business.
Absentee.
Yes, exactly.
Not in the building.
Yeah.
They just wanted to run itself kind of and didn't
just
care what
pull the
happened.
money out of it.
Yeah, you see that in restaurants a lot.
All the time.
Yeah.
It's very common in business. And I'm like the exact opposite. I'm like charismatic and I have a big heart and I want to help everyone. And the customers are like, who the fuck are you? Hey, I'm Chris. Yeah, we don't care. I want this and I want it now.
Oh.
Wait, what? No, you signed a contract. Yeah, we want it now or we're going to rip you apart on social media. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Relax.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's figure this out. No, do it now, or I'm doing what I said. Okay. All right. Calm down.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take a step back. You're a fucking child. Get it done. Oh. Okay. But there's a stigma around gym owners.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know. There's a huge stigma. Scumbags. Just terrible people. It's I didn't know this.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know this until I became one.
Yeah.
And we're looked at as like superficial and not businessmen and scummy business. And there's contracts and we're going to fuck you, literally
Yeah.
and figuratively.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gym owners, they're known to like,
Yeah,
there's beautiful women everywhere.
Yeah.
Fuck you with your contract or in person or the staff, a lot of like, I'm not trying to sound sexist, but a lot of female trainers are beautiful.
Yeah.
And gym owners will take advantage of that.
Yeah. I
mean,
can see that.
I never touched any of my staff.
Yeah.
But long story short, I learned quick that my passion was not what I wanted to do.
But you did grow it into a pretty successful business, right? Like I remember, so we got introduced to you by Ryan Attar.
Right? Yeah, and you know what? I should have brought that up. Yeah.
Yeah. And so Ryan went on your podcast.
He did, yeah.
I meet up with him every Wednesday morning.
Oh, cool.
We have like
Are you in his networking group?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
awesome.
we have like a little networking
tells me
group.
about
There's
it.
a few of us. Yeah, just stop by sometime.
I
Meet
would love
everybody.
to.
Be cool.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, I'm going on this guy Chris Warren's podcast, and then he started telling me all about your gym and like all the like. What was it, like chiropractic services, nutrition services, massage, like everything. Like
Trainers,
it was like
small group
yeah,
training.
like with memberships ranging from like your basic, I want to come in and use the weights to I want chiropractic and massage done every, Monday, Wednesday,
Yeah.
So you definitely had a unique approach to.
So I'm a businessman.
Right.
And gym owners are not businessmen and fitness guys. They're not. They're businessmen or they're fitness guys.
Yeah.
I'm the hybrid. And I was the gym owner selling $1,000 memberships a month.
Nice.
Whatever you want. What do you need? Whatever the fuck you want. You want to see the massage therapist and then get adjusted and then do small group training and then use a personal trainer. I'll cook you your meal.
Yeah.
What you want? Chicken and rice? Okay. You want
I
a
got
hug?
you. Yeah.
What else do you need? Yeah. So I bought it. It was gross revenue about $650 a year. Now, keep in mind, I was moving into it at about quarter million in revenue, like as a nutrition coach. I hadn't operated $1 million budget yet,
Right.
between the companies, but we brought it up about 150 grand within the first year, and that's not like heard of when it comes to gyms.
Right.
Like you don't. You just don't, unless you build new space and bring in your new equipment and so on and so forth. But what I ended up doing was I ended up learning more about myself. And is this okay? Yeah, learning about myself. And then what I did was I would just focus heavy on my staff. And my thought process was if I led the fucking shit out of my staff, my staff would lead the fuck out of the customers. And what ended up happening was, I pissed a lot of people off because I'd have to tell them no because they were used to getting away with things, staff and customers. But that you have to remember that's 5%. The 90, then they're the loudest. They're the loudest.
Right.
But the 95% was happy. They're like, oh my God, someone's in here that's taking care of the place
Right.
and putting money back in and here every day, 12 hours a day.
Having the leader that puts in the work
exactly.
with you, that's working, giving 110% and wants 100% from you, like it's a lot easier to work with somebody like that.
And I wasn't perfect. I made mistakes every day. But I learned, and everybody else generally learns, and I got rid of who didn't. And that's just how it goes. Listen, I know.
Business is business.
I understand that you needed your coffee. Right? Before you got here, you got to leave 15 minutes early to get here with your coffee. Well, no, listen. If you can't do it,
there's someone
I'm
that
going to
will.
find someone that will.
Yeah, always.
You fucking asshole. No. Understand time.
Yeah.
Okay? If you don't understand time, you just can't work here.
Yeah.
I got a buddy down the street that owns a restaurant. Maybe you could work there.
Yeah.
Really? Can I do that? Yeah. Let me give him a call right now. Hey, Ed. Hey, listen, I got a girl. She's not punctual, but she's pretty good. Yeah, send her over. Okay, cool. Yeah, go talk to Ed down the street.
Yeah.
That's how it's done,
I like it.
by the way.
I like that.
And that's how
I'm
you
taking notes.
That's how you keep your reputation good as an employer. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not perfect, but
Right.
that's a situation that I learned.
Yeah.
I learned that learning customer service. But anyways, we fucking killed it. I was starting to get known for culture. I studied a guy named Tony Hsieh. He's a Harvard grad. He initially produced a company called Zappos, which was bought for over $1 billion by Jeff Bezos after like 3 years. And Tony Hsieh is known for culture. He also
take care of your employees. Your employees will take care of your customers.
correct. And Tony Hsieh consulted Jeff Bezos on culture.
Right.
And that's
look what
why
he did.
Amazon's
Yeah.
known, except for their warehouse workers. But what a lot of people don't realize is you're signing up for a warehouse job.
Yeah.
Like, you're working you're a warehouse worker.
Yeah.
You're not going to get fucking served on a golden plate.
Yeah.
Like just do your job.
Yeah.
He always says
I know.
when he interviewed at for that CEO position at Zappos, they were what do you know about shoes? And he was like, I don't know anything about shoes, but I know about people.
And that's not just him.
Yeah.
Henry Ford, Andrew Carnegie, John Rockefeller, some of the greats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andrew Carnegie didn't know anything about steel, but he was one of the wealthiest men to ever live and held a monopoly because he surrounded himself with the people that did.
Right.
He knew steel. He knew people.
See.
He knew people.
Yeah.
And that's the key. I have this conversation every day.
Yeah, I did psych undergrad, and at the time I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Yeah.
But looking back, I say thank you, God.
Yeah.
Like, because now I understand people. I could just see a person and understand him right there just by reading him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Literally, like, it's crazy, you know? And then it goes back to what you're saying about healing and stuff and,
100%.
you know, affirmations and all that stuff, man. Like, you got to, the mind is a crazy, crazy thing, man. And if you don't
Absolutely.
take care of it,
My psychology was fucked.
yeah.
And I had to undo all my subconscious programming. And it's not done,
No.
but it's like much better than it
Hell
used
yeah.
to be. You know what I mean? And it's a daily basis, dude. I did my reading this morning. I did my affirmations this morning. I
Yep.
did my journaling this morning. I did
Yep.
my prayer this morning.
You're like this.
Yeah, and that's what I do. Is that your journal?
Yeah.
Dude,
what
love
I
it.
have right
here,
Leather
too.
bound.
Yeah, dude, this is actually an old one. It's from, I'll read you something in at the end. This
Yeah.
is so you know my heart and stuff. But 2011, this is from 2009, actually. It goes back.
Yeah, I write every day too.
You guys are OGs. I love it. But that's how you have you know, as studying psychology, you have to rewrite your subconscious. Right?
Yeah.
So you would probably know better than I, but the statistics that I've learned is 90% of your decision making is
Yeah.
subconscious.
Yep, 95, yeah.
So 10% of your decisions are in your conscious where we are right now.
Right now, yeah, the creative.
And 70% of what you write is encoded into your mind.
Yep.
So if you write, this is what I want, this is how I want to be, guess what?
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's how I became wealthy. It's how I became successful.
Yeah.
I dreamt it. I wrote about it. I wanted to be, amongst other things.
Yeah.
But you can attract anything you want into your life.
Exactly.
Anything you want. And out of all the schooling that I did, I never studied psychology until I started educating myself through books.
Yeah.
$10, you buy a book.
I know.
Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Smile.
Napoleon Hill.
Yeah.
Freaking
Napoleon
Think and
Hill.
Grow Rich.
Yeah.
It's all law of attraction.
It is.
It's all psychology. You know?
People, that, and I look at things. There's good and bad to everything, but the secret, there's good and bad to that whole thing because people get misinformed. They think, oh, I could just sit here and be like, and then you're gonna get it. And then it's like, no. You have to actually put in work.
Yeah, for like 5 years.
Yeah, like, and the affirmation work, it's repetitive, morning, night. You can't stop it. She's guarding us. She's protecting us, Tim.
Hey, Tim, I think actually the blinds closed would be better.
Yeah. Okay. Do that, Tim.
Yeah. I don't mean to, take over your
No.
studio
I just want her to be happy.
Yeah, she's in a new environment. Right?
Yeah.
Like think about the psychology of the dog.
I know.
The psychology of the dog is, where am I?
Yeah.
My dad's not paying attention to me.
Yeah.
There's all these noises.
Yep.
Can I please act tough?
Yeah.
I mean, dogs are simple. Their psychology is simple, but so are humans.
Yeah.
Human psychology is simple. And it's funny, once you understand humans, you can never really be mad at someone.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand your perspective. You tried to saw my head off because you hated me. I know. I get
That's
it.
another level, though.
Yeah,
But
it
I
is.
had to get myself to that level.
Yeah.
You understand? And all through self-education. And I completely forgot where we are, but I bought the gym. It ended up being I won Best Gym in New Haven, which was an awesome award.
Yeah.
We took it from the edge.
That's epic.
The funny thing is, the next week,
David versus Goliath type
the
shit.
next week, 5 of the Edge general managers came to the gym, and I know them all. I'm like, hey guys, what's going on? They're like, we're getting our car serviced down the street.
Oh.
Fuck no, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You
Just wanna
sons of
see
bitches.
what's going on in here.
Come in. Oh, where do we sign? Just come in here and fucking work out.
Yeah.
Come experience my energy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bitch.
and that exactly, and that's what we did. We turned the energy around in a 20,000 square foot building.
Yeah.
Through daily grind, daily hard ass work, and I met so many incredible people along the way, customers, staff. No matter what the outcome was, I loved the ability to be able to work with so many people, whether they liked how I worked or not.
Yeah.
I'm happy I got to meet them, and I just wish everyone well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was a serious chapter in my life. It was the most growth. It was the most pain, which they go hand in hand.
Yeah, I can't have one without the other.
No, and it was the most expensive. I had 2 very, very, very high ticket lessons, $1 million lessons, and
paid for.
yeah, and you learn.
Yeah.
I'll never make those 2 mistakes again.
Yeah.
And I mean, do you want me to keep going about the gym?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Jake, go ahead. Yeah.
What was how did you come to the decision to close the gym?
So this is, can I go deep?
Yes.
All right. So I'm how the fuck do I say this? I'm a visionary. Okay. I'm borderline trying to develop my psychic abilities. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's there. I can see the future. Just fucked up. I don't know what I'm looking at. I have to understand it while I'm looking at it. And guys, this is important to put out there. Every human has psychic abilities. You have to develop it. You have to. If you don't, you won't. Okay? And some of us are born with more power than others. But what's called a visionary. I can see into the future. All right? And back in the summer of 2019, I was looking at the economy because I studied economics in grad school, and I said, hold the fucking phone here. Hold the phone. Penelope, hold the phone. Hold the phone. It's okay, sweetheart. And I started to see what a bubble the majority of the markets in America, but also the globe were running solely because of our president. right? Whether you think he's good or bad, he was able to business the fuck out of the most powerful business on the face of the earth, which is, does anyone know?
United States of America.
The United States of American economy.
Yeah.
Our economy is the most powerful business there is, or was arguably at, current to date.
Right.
And, good or bad, that's how he got our economy. But there's always corrections when that happened. And I started to realize there was a correction coming. It was like this inflated economy, like smoke and mirrors. Everyone's driving around in Range Rovers and fucking sports cars and soccer moms are in Escalades now.
Yeah. Porsches and shit.
Yeah. You're supposed to be in a minivan.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And I'm happy for you, but that's a sign of a fat economy.
It's overspending.
It's a fat economy. Yeah. And there's overspending everywhere in all sorts of markets. So what I did was I knew there was a recession coming. So, and I thought it was going to come Q4 of 19, like soon after I realized it. So I took all of my focus off the gym, all of it, and I put it onto my online companies and developing my business consulting.
Warrior Consulting. Because I knew brick and mortar was going to just have our dicks kicked in.
Yeah.
I just knew it. And it's not just gyms.
Yeah, it's everybody.
I went to Bed Bath & Beyond yesterday. It was like a warehouse.
Yeah.
There was nothing in it.
Yeah.
Anyways, I didn't realize that it was going to be masked by COVID.
Right.
Pay attention. Listen, I'm not downplaying COVID.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, pay attention over here.
Yeah.
Don't pay attention to what's going on over here.
It worked out perfectly for Donald Trump, actually, because it was like building the economy back up. But at some point, that bubble does have to burst, Mm-hmm. But for his point now, it's like that pressure is taken off of him. If he was still the president, maybe he is right now. We don't know.
Yeah. But does anyone know?
No.
I don't think it's done yet. But
All right.
if he was reelected again,
crazy.
and at some point that bubble did burst, now that pressure is taken off of him because it's COVID.
Yes. There's another correction coming,
Yeah.
first and foremost,
Yeah.
and it's going to be soon, and I'm happy to explain it to you guys. But historically, when a president does that, the government takes interest in all the distressed industries, like, say, the fitness industry. Right? They buy everything up, and then they build it back up, and then they sell it off. That's how Putin became a billionaire and one of the most powerful people on the face of the earth.
Yeah.
That's exactly how he did it. They bankrupted everything, and then he bought it all up, built it all up, sold it off. Now I'm a billionaire.
Yeah.
But Donald Trump was a billionaire prior.
Yeah.
Right.
But anyways, so you step in Jeff Bezos, private money. I'm going to buy everything up. Jeff Bezos will put a spin bike in your house tomorrow for $4.99.
Yeah.
Called Prime Bike.
Yeah.
Peloton can't put it in there tomorrow, and it's $2,500.
Yeah.
Right.
Jeff Bezos will put a personal trainer in your living room, broadcasted, for $20 an hour.
Yeah.
I sell personal training at $80.
Yeah.
I knew it was done.
Yeah.
Before Bezos got into the fitness industry, I knew it was done. But I knew that the gym industry was over. I just knew it. And a lot of arguments could be said, like Penelope, sweetheart, a lot of. Do you mind? Yeah, put her in the car. Do you just put the windows down, guys? I'm sorry, I can't focus.
No, dude, it's okay. I could tell it was bothering you a little.
Yeah, it's.
It's hard when your dog is distressed, to think about everything.
I know.
And if there's another dog, just go the other direction.
I don't think he's here anymore.
Okay. All right. She's just not right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she's just not doing well
Yeah,
in here.
yeah.
It's not even a matter of me. It's just she's not well.
Yeah.
So,
Perfect.
So long story short, I saw the end of not only my industry,
Let her in and out.
but many other industries to come.
Sorry, I just want to make sure she has the key. to
Yeah,
get
it's
back
true.
in.
Good call,
It's
Jake.
locked downstairs.
I apologize, guys.
No
worries
We
at all.
do. This is I don't
real.
like. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I like, dude. I hate the bullshit.
I don't edit my show.
Yeah,
up
dude.
either.
Fuck that.
Yeah, because it's like it's real life. Like you could try to like visually and articulately tell people, hey, listen, this is what our show is, but is it as authentic as it can be?
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah, we don't want to edit anything out.
No.
Just Unless somebody asks us.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. That's it.
Yeah, you won't hear that from me.
Yeah, thank you.
So anyways, I just knew it was over. And I started putting all my emphasis on my online companies. And I took the attention off my gym.
Nice.
And this is the first time I'm publicly talking about it.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just knew it was done. And guys like me, like, I don't have the bankroll to try to weather out the next year or two. Does the Edge? Yeah, they got $75 million they were bought for.
Right.
And they have a hedge fund behind them. Dude like me, could I get a couple million and like sit on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could. What's it gonna do?
Nothing.
What if I roll the dice and lose?
Yeah.
All right. Then I'm 40 and I'm bankrupt.
Yeah.
No. Because along those lines of building this gym, I also built a serious understanding of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that my purpose, the reason why I'm here,
Here we go. This is what I want.
is not to be a gym owner, is to teach. I'm a teacher.
Nice.
And
A Kiyosaki.
yeah, dude. And like,
You have a lot of experience with
yeah.
everything.
Yeah. And I once I accepted that, I knew I was gonna, when COVID came around and Britain closed down and so on and so forth, I was like, fuck, it's done. And what I actually did was I worked really hard during the lockdowns, and I actually forefronted a lot of the data for the industry when it came to like allocation or acquiring the PPI. You guys familiar?
The loans and everything.
Yeah, the
grants
loans
that
from
you
the
can get.
government.
Yep.
Yeah, I got like $80,000 from the government.
Nice.
Wow.
For payroll.
Yeah.
But I was like the first gym owner to get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm giving live data back to the top of the industry.
Oh, wow.
And the cool part is, right, before I closed my gym, I was considered one of the best young operators in the industry. And publicly in front of like hundreds of other gym owners.
Right.
And put on display. Like a trophy. Like this is Chris. You need to go speak to him. He's an amazing gym owner. He's one of the best in this room. Go talk to him. It's like, what? Okay. Anyways, so I worked really hard. I produced all this data, and I gave it a shot. I tried to open up post-COVID. And, when you see your revenues down 80%,
Right.
when you see your people coming in your door from 500 a day down to 50,
Yeah.
you're just done. It's over. And I gave it 30 days. I studied the data. By day 60, I was like, it's done. Okay, no problem. Called my attorneys, and then I called the bank, and then I called the landlords.
Lots to deal with, right?
Oh, yeah, and I'm still dealing with it.
Yeah.
One of the most difficult things I've ever done.
Yeah.
But I had the insight in the emotional intelligence and the understanding of myself enough that if I had kept going, it would have been purely out of ego. Okay. And I understand my ego, and I can step aside from ego at this point in my life and just understand what's going on.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a lot of business owners like would hold on to that, like,
Very prideful.
you know what I mean?
They're still doing it.
and
Yeah.
till the bitter end, till the bankruptcy, like all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I get it. There's gym owners. No one in the industry is making money right now. No one. No one. And I talk to all the gym owners.
Yeah.
We'll just say that subtly. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you can't.
No, you can't.
They're literally not letting gyms make any money or restaurants. Like they're taking the capacity away.
Sure. And when they're taking the capacity away, salons, restaurants, when the focus is on those, I'm happy the focus is on those. But what most people don't realize is, hey, don't forget about your local gym.
Right? Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I did everything I possibly could in my capacity. And I could sit here and say the hardest point to the entire situation was me accepting that I did nothing wrong. Right? And I knew I had to close it down, and I did. And there's a lot of unhappy people, but when it comes to success, when it comes to making decisions that affect thousands, not only is it not easy, you have to do what's right for the majority, and you have to understand that people are going to be upset.
Mm-hmm.
So I am a very selfless person, and I want to do what's right for everybody. But at the end of the day, I also have to do what's right for me.
Yeah.
And I don't have the bankroll to keep the thing going, and I'm not going to go secure the bankroll to keep things going.
You would have just prolonged.
I would have just prolonged the inevitable.
Yeah.
And in business, you got to cut bad investments.
Yeah.
Is ultimately what it comes down to. And but it also gave birth to me being what I want to be.
Yes.
Right.
Which is a teacher.
Yes.
Okay. And now I teach on a daily basis. Like I taught last night, and it was just like it's just so fulfilling to be able to teach people whatever they want to know.
Yeah.
In this case,
And help.
yes. In this case, success and wealth and money and such. And those things are fun to be able to not only experience but watch people progress. And I'll tell you a quick story about that. I've had a student for 9 months, and he was a friend for 4 years prior. And he came to me in a mindset that was scarcity around money, doubt, insecurities, unworthy, a lot of trauma. And 9 months later, he sits me down at lunch, and he says to me, he's been working with me one-on-one, all my group programs. He says, Chris, listen, I have a proposal for you. Yeah, talk to me. And he said, I want you to change the name of your company. Yeah, what? Okay.
Check, please. No, I'm joking.
Talk to me. He goes, I don't think it should be Warrior Consulting. And I said, okay, well, what do you think it should be? He said, I think it should be Warrior Consulting and Associates because I want to teach for you. And I was like, you finally found your purpose.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Took him 9 months. I knew he was a teacher.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very simple to see, but that type of conversation is the type of conversation that I yearn for. I don't care. I don't have the news. I don't care about the weather. I don't care about like Biden or Trump. Okay, fine, whatever. Can I just get on with my life?
Right.
Can we just fucking move on?
Yeah.
Please? I don't care.
Either way, Warrior Consulting's going forward.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like just let me live my life.
Yeah.
I'm here for a reason greater than just fucking existing.
Yeah.
I'm here to leave the world better, and I know it.
Yeah.
And now that I have my platform to where I can teach and help people and focus my energy on that, which is the most important, I can do so. And now I'm rebuilding a team. Am I getting a picture? Did I get a picture? Yeah. I'm rebuilding a team, and building teams is fucking fun to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I just get to go out and do what I want, which is help people understand themselves and understand that you can have whatever it is you want out of life. You just got to understand yourself first. And of course I charge money for it. I have to live, and I like to live well, but nothing cheap is really going to get you very far in the long run.
Yeah.
And
You have to spend money to make money.
you got to spend money to make money. 100%. Even like when you dumb it down to my watches, right? Yeah, I sell watches. Cool. I got to put 30 grand into a watch to get 5 out of it in profit.
Right.
You understand? Like, you got to listen, if you're going to play with the big boys, you got to play.
Yeah.
And if you want to make money, you got to spend money to make it.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it goes. And trust me, 30 grand watches, there's numerous levels above that.
Yeah.
One of the phone calls,
Yeah.
actually, the guy that called me this morning, I sold a $30,000 watch. And if you have $30,000 worth of income, like disposable income,
Yeah.
you're probably making mid 6 figures, maybe upper 6 figures.
Yeah.
$1 million, give or take, a year net. Right?
Yes.
Like that's the type of individual that has 30 grand
To just.
for a watch.
Yes.
Okay. Calls me up and he says, Chris, listen, I'm going to sell this Patek for 170 grand. I'm sitting there. I'm in the watch game, and I'm like, you're selling a fucking gold Patek? Who are you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
He said, "Who are you?
who are you? And but the thing is, you sell $170,000 Patek, your profit margin is 30 grand.
Mm-hmm.
And that's more than people make in a year.
Yeah.
And he did that in one transaction.
Wow.
But the principle is you have to spend money to make money. And the crazy thing about that comment is the first thing I did for Warrior Consulting was I announced that I was putting on a group program called Dominate Your Day. And within that group program where I coach live, people were having like revelations. Multiple people got like $20,000 to $30,000 raises within those 12 weeks.
Wow.
Okay. One guy had sex with his wife for the first time in 5 years.
Damn.
Got her pregnant.
Wow.
Bada bing, bada fucking boom.
Yeah. Another guy like met someone serious. And it's like, the point is like, when you're able to execute your purpose and teach what you want to teach, and there's receptive minds that are open in front of you, you can change not only other people, but the world.
Yeah.
And something that I've learned at this point in my life is it's not hundreds at a time.
And that spreads though.
One.
Like you go from one
Ripple.
person
It's a literally ripple
3,
effect.
4.
and then he's going to influence somebody else. And somebody else.
And you pay it forward.
Yeah.
You know who he reminds me of? He's not our boy, but I think it's a sign that after this, I'm gonna reach him and send this video to him. Dan Pena, a young Dan Pena. Do you know who Dan Pena is?
No, who is he?
Look him up.
Okay.
Just look him up.
Do you know him?
You probably do know who he is. You're probably just like not thinking.
Yeah,
of it, like,
No, I don't know him personally, but he's like this Mexican American born. He's a
veteran.
Yeah, he's a veteran.
Right.
He's in his 80s now, or he has a castle in Scotland. He wants to be the second prime minister
He's got
ever.
a fucking castle?
multi-hundred million.
He does what you
good
do.
for him.
Like,
What you do, what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
He does it on that scale, and he has people fly out to his castle in Scotland, and he fucking breaks them.
Good.
They
He
live
calls us
there.
all.
Yeah.
He's all of us are snowflakes compared to.
That's
to
where
his
you
guy.
just shut the fuck up and listen.
yes.
You don't say a thing.
Nothing, and you just take it.
Yeah.
and you come out better.
Dave.
Dan.
Dan, let's go.
Yeah, let's get him. He's and it's funny. I don't know if you know Brian Rose, London Real.
No, I don't.
Another great dude. Transform yourself. His page is all about transforming yourself. So he was a big banker, and he stopped. He was like, "This isn't fulfilling me." So he stopped and he started a podcast, London Real, at his house in his kitchen. And Dan Pena caught like wind of his podcast. Personally emailed him. I'm doing this because this is how he types with 2 fingers. Multi-billionaire typing with 2. I want to come on your show. All capitals.
Do you know why?
Because he saw something in him.
Yes, but do you know
He has
why?
somebody
Do you
else
know,
type his shit
no,
for him
no,
and
no,
he's-
no, no. I'm speculating, and I don't mean to cut you off.
No, it's good.
Do you know why he's typing like that?
Because he's old.
Well, possibly. All right. Let's just look at it this way. How many emails do you think I get a day?
Oh my God, yeah.
How many emails do you think I get a day?
1 billion.
No, not a billion.
150.
Yeah, probably. You know?
Yeah.
How many texts do you think I get a day?
a lot.
300.
Probably. Yeah.
Honestly.
How many phone calls do you think I get a day? 50?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This guy's a multi-billionaire.
Yeah.
I want to number.
Yeah.
Whatever.
'Cause of
Short,
time.
concise, to the point, because of time.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
Yeah.
Google Bezos. He has a whole fucking article on why he only does like one-liners, and for like 3% of his day. He's got it down to like, this is my pie diagram of my day and time. This is how much is allocated for emails, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That is cool. That's a cool story. And he found them, and he's paying it forward.
And yeah, no, he brought him into Scotland. He's like, I'm gonna change you on the podcast. You go watch it. He still has it up. He's like, I'm gonna fucking change. He's like, cause you're scared, aren't you? That's what Dan's saying to him. Cause you're a snowflake.
Yeah,
You
he
know?
calls all like soft people snowflakes, like the younger
So do I,
generation.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be that.
I think there's a huge opportunity area if one's willing is to move out of that mindset, right? You know, you go from like that victim mentality to like, I'm going to own my shit.
Right.
You know, and I get it. Like, I get it that people are offended, and I understand it. However, if you can be offended, you can be moved. Mm-hmm. And if you can be moved, you can grow. Mm-hmm. I think that's how I see it. I don't look down upon people because they're a snowflake.
Yeah.
I'm just like, listen, the amount you can do with your life is incredible.
Yeah.
You know, you just got to be open-minded.
Yeah. And backtracking a little bit to what you said before, during COVID, you put the work in.
Yeah.
Jake always says this, and you know what you say. I mean, if you want to say it, yeah.
Yeah, there's
Sure.
like I a few times on this podcast I've said like there's 2 types of people, and they were made evident during COVID. It was like COVID hit, and it was okay. I'm going to use this as an excuse to go sit and watch Netflix for 12 hours a day and Uber Eats and
Take that money and
take that government money and not do anything. Or it hit. Wow, I have a lot of free time, some extra money from the government maybe, or
let's make a
more free
studio.
time. What can I do to, use this time accordingly, right? There's not a lot of times in our lives where it's just gonna be like, okay, you get a 3-month break.
yeah.
from everything. You know, like everything shut down.
Pause.
So how are we gonna use this time? For me, I'm in the mortgage industry, so this has been my busiest year.
Oh
ever.
yeah, you
So I was
sell
just-
mortgages.
Yeah.
Oh, you're killing it.
So I was, yeah, it was the craziest year. So I was
Yeah, he's
working
raving.
12 hours a day while everybody else is like hanging out. I'm like, damn.
Yep.
But I'd rather be busy than do that. You
Yeah.
know? But like for him, it was like, you know, he was working in the restaurant industry and
Then
was doing
ESPN.
ESPN video work, and then COVID hit. ESPN's gone.
oh, so you got thrashed.
Right?
got raped.
Restaurant's gone. Right? He could have just taken the money and sat there, but he was like, you know what? Like we've been wanting to start the studio, the podcast thing, his video production company. So he was like, this is when I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Not only
That's
is the show dope, but the video is like legit.
Thanks, dude.
That's what his background is in.
You
Yeah.
guys, listen. You guys do a fucking fantastic job, and if you keep pumping through it, you're gonna turn heads.
We are.
Guaranteed.
That's what we
We're
wanna
not
do.
stopping.
Guaranteed. I mean-
We'll tell you what Downtime TV is gonna be.
Yeah.
Because it's already there. It's done.
Yeah.
It's just we haven't gotten there yet.
No,
know?
you have the vision.
Yeah, it's there. You're
You
gonna
have the vision.
you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna like where we're headed.
I very much do, and that's it's honestly it's why I'm here.
Yeah.
and I want to help.
Cool.
And granted, I don't know. I mean, I don't have a huge social media following, but I have 7 different platforms.
Yeah.
Right.
and I advertise podcasting on all of them.
Yeah.
So I could put more eyes on you, help you guys. I mean, that's just how it goes.
Yeah,
One hand
appreciate that.
washes
We want to do
the
the
other.
same for you too.
Yeah.
and
of
when we're
course.
gonna do it, and I can have you guys on my show.
Yeah, yeah.
But the point is, and what I'm getting at is, yes, there's 2 different types of fucking people that COVID really exposed.
Yeah.
Either I'm gonna sit here and fucking wham myself to sleep, or you know what, I'm gonna use this time to do something better. And anyone that did try to do something better, I praise them. Anyone who didn't, I hope one day that they do. And
Yeah.
that's how I see it. You're no less of a person,
No.
motherfucker. I was a victim. I had to hire, and I say motherfucker. I mean me. One of my.
I love how he talks just like us.
Just got to keep it real.
Yeah.
I had to hire one of my mentors to, basically explain to me, Chris, you're playing victim. And I'm like, whoa, that line isn't used with my name. And he's like, shut up and listen.
Yeah.
He's worth like $350 million. So like,
When he says shut up and listen.
yeah. Okay. All right. Because before I go any further, and I don't think money is the most important thing in life. I don't. I think health is. But
Yeah.
health and love. But
Yes.
But the more money you have, the better you are at life. Is ultimately what it comes down to. So if someone has more money, they're better at life than you. And if you don't see it that way, there's something wrong with your fucking head. And that's okay. You can have something wrong with your head. But what I'm telling you is, when the way that I see it in my perspective, when someone that is worth, I don't know what the percentage is, but a
Right.
shitload more,
Right.
if Grant Cardone, Grant Cardone?
Yeah, of course.
If Grant Cardone was like, shut the fuck up, you'd be like, okay, talk to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Right? He's like,
Instantly.
He's like, Chris, you're playing victim. And I'm like, what am I playing victim about, PJ? And he's like, you're using your story. Yeah.
Our boy, we have a team here Downtime. One of our guys named PJ, and he's from Guilford.
Oh, no shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's from Iran, but he's like, you're using your story as a crutch. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, you talk about all the time how you were, well, you not that all the time, but you've talked about how you have brain injuries from all the explosions from Iraq and you can't remember things. He's like, stop saying that. You're being a victim. And it was like, poof, just head blown. I'm like, oh my God, I've been playing a victim this whole time. It's been 16 years. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
And that's why you don't look down upon people that are snowflakes and play victim.
Yeah.
They don't know. They
Yeah.
probably don't know.
Yeah.
They really don't.
Yeah.
And maybe one day they'll want to understand life and they'll have to face themselves.
Take the blue pill.
Yeah, take the blue pill, right?
Yeah.
Because when you look in the mirror and you realize that who's looking back at you is ultimately the root of every one of your
Everything.
problems.
Yes.
Outside of, like, say, COVID,
Right.
like something you can't control.
Right.
You're 99 to 1. 99% of the problems that you're having in your life is the root of it is who's staring back at you at the mirror. The easy thing is to point the finger. The hard thing is to point the finger inward.
Yeah.
And when you take control of that, you basically lose the victim mentality, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But Jake,
That's
you're
some
absolutely
real shit though. It's like
yeah.
I mean, if you've been blown up and you were using that's like a valid thing to
Yeah.
almost like be a victim of.
Yeah,
You know?
I really thought
So for like other people to listen to this, especially like us in here, it's like, okay, like there's not, I don't think we play victim for anything. Otherwise, maybe we do. We just don't realize it. But like to listen to that and be like, okay, this person can own own that story and that part of himself. Like it should be pretty easy for me to own other
whatever.
things.
Yeah, exactly.
100%. But think about it. Like, can I offer some perspective?
Yeah.
So it's perspective, right? Think about it this way. I am very aware, internally, externally, right? But I didn't know because I couldn't see my block. And that's what a good mentor, business consultant, teacher does. If that's why you hire the best.
Yeah.
I have the best mentors.
Yeah.
I do. Well, I have some of the best.
Yeah.
And when you pay someone an incredible amount of money, their job is to, well, hold on a second, Jake. Let's look at this differently. Let me offer it to you in this perspective. And you're like, oh. And the reason why is they're not you. They can see it. You ever been around like those couples that shouldn't be together?
Yeah.
And you're like, man, they really shouldn't be
But
together.
they can't see it.
Yeah. We know a couple.
Yeah, well, you guys are late 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't know yet.
Yeah.
You know?
We're all fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the same way. When I was 28, I was with someone I should not have been. She's $1 million mistake.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Oh.
And that's okay. I hold no animosity.
That's a story. That's another podcast.
I hold no animosity.
Yeah.
I hope she's doing well.
Yeah.
I wish her well. And you know what? I hope.
Shout out to the exes.
Yeah.
I hope everyone in my life is doing well.
Yeah.
I don't wish anything negative.
Yeah.
Go be the most powerful fucking human that you can be.
Yeah.
And thank you for being in my life.
Yes. Thank you for being in that chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, you have those couples that you know shouldn't be together. It's easy for you to see, right?
Yeah.
Now change the perspective around.
Yeah.
You're talking and you have this, mentor or business coach or so on and so forth. Their job is to be like, well, Jake, hold on a second. Why don't we look at it this way? And their job is to teach you that you have a block, which in this case, in my case, was I was playing victim.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how successful you are, there's always going to be someone who can teach you.
Right.
Yeah.
Always.
I agree. If you're not willing to learn always in life, there's something incredibly wrong with you. I'm sorry.
Agreed.
Like if you think you've got it, like
Don't have it.
you don't have it.
Never do.
Never do. You know, I just think people focus so much on the materialistic side of the world. And like you said, the two things that are important to you are health and love. If people focused on that first and then that, the other stuff, the latter, I think this world would be a little different, at least.
Yeah. And I get shit on from other successful people because I teach wealth and success.
Yeah, they don't want
health
people-
first.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Health, love, then money.
Yeah.
Because the material stuff is great.
Yeah.
I love it. I love nice
But
things.
it comes and goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes and goes. Like it's it feels good to wear a nice jacket
Yeah.
and a nice pocket square and nice jeans and nice shoes and drive a nice car and live in a nice house and travel first class and do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
It's nice. But there are more important things.
Right.
And your money could be taken away. Your health could be taken away too, but when your health's taken away, you're done.
And when your health's taken away and there's no one to love you.
Yeah, dude. And that's why when
And the money doesn't matter either if you're
No.
not healthy and if
Yeah.
you're
not at all. And
with
that's
somebody
a
else.
part of being successful. Like, think about it. Success is far beyond just money, though everybody relates success to money, right? Money is just a byproduct of how good you are at life. I know plenty of great businessmen that come home and their fucking family hates them.
Yeah.
That's not successful.
No.
That's not successful. That's unsuccessful in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
But a lot of Americans see money as this like carrot.
Yeah.
They have to chase when you gotta fucking draw that carrot to you,
Yeah.
which we talked about you can do, and that's what I teach.
Right.
Yeah. But we went long-winded on that, so I don't know where the fuck we
okay.
were.
We were. It all stemmed from Warrior Consulting
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Changing the name.
that's, oh my god.
when you brought on the new client.
so was that like half hour ago?
I don't even care. This is
And so his name's TJ. TJ, I hope TJ is watching or will listen to this, but ultimately, and the irony here is, I don't know if you guys believe in psychics and mediums, but I have a medium that reads me, and she's said some pretty amazing things the last 2 times I've talked to her, but one of the things that she told me was, you need to change your business. And I was like, what? she goes, well, one of your 3 manuals that you're going to write, I'm writing a book right now.
Awesome.
Is you're going to teach others how to teach. And I'm like, like my mind went back to the conversation with TJ.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, it's right in front of me. And so it's Warrior Consulting has been the hardest business to open. It's my 5th. I doubted myself the most doing it. It was on my goal list for 2 years straight and didn't achieve it. And anyone that knows me, I achieve my goals.
Yeah.
And if I don't, I fail big. You know what I mean?
Like you're going down hard.
I fail big. But and it's absolutely and utterly incredible. And I know that my future with it, I'm going to be able to touch humanity.
Yeah.
And I'm so like excited to have this journey ahead of me that 5 years ago I wouldn't have even been able to conceptualize. And people will see success as overnight, and I only consider myself at the entry level of it, but I've been at it for 13 years, and like it takes time, and I'm so grateful that I get to live my life alive, well, healthy, wealthy, time wealth, and be able to touch other people's lives and know that this is going to take me places, traveling the world. I do speak just very, small audiences, like big audiences. I can see the visions.
Yeah.
Thousands of people.
Yeah.
Thousands of people. And international travel, international living, books, and just hopefully leave the world a little bit better than the way that I came into it in 1985.
Yeah. 1985, I arrived.
That's it. Who's
J.
that?
Cole.
J. Cole.
Yeah.
That's our guy. I was going to say Drake, but
yeah, J. Cole's our numero uno rapper.
Yeah, he's. I got a few of his songs on my phone.
So the basis of Warrior Consulting though is purpose.
Correct.
Right? And that's going to be you helping other people to find purpose in their lives or in business, right?
Both.
Okay. Yeah.
I think because the business owner has to understand themselves.
Yeah.
Right. My purpose is to teach, and my teaching will be teaching them their purpose. Yeah. And I'm also highly skilled in business, so it's like, well,
also here you go.
Here you go.
Yeah.
You want to learn how to make $1 million? All right, let's go.
Yeah.
But remember, if you don't have your health and love in line, what does the $1 million matter?
Right? Yeah.
$1 million is cool, but it's not a lot. Like 100 million is a lot of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
$1 million is easy. Once you get your first 100 grand, you're like, all right, I'm good at a couple things. Once you get your first million, you're like, all right, what's next? And it gets a whole lot harder.
Yeah. Dang. One day.
You gotta look at it that it will be one day soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to speak it into existence.
Every day.
You have to, and just keep doing it.
I'm already rich, actually.
You are?
In my mind, yeah. Dude, I am.
Good. And you guys know the old Jim Carrey thing, right?
Where he wrote the check?
He wrote the check for $1 million.
To himself.
Post-dated it a year. And then within that week, he landed Dumb and Dumber.
Damn.
You got to speak it into existence.
Love that shit.
Oh, God, I love it.
Yeah,
I love
talk
it.
about it forever.
I know.
And that's what I teach.
It's awesome.
And at the entry level, I'm at the entry level of it, but I'm at the level of success and wealth and teaching that I can change the average-minded, open-minded person's life from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And TJ is a perfect example of who I was talking about. I was like, hey, change the name of your company. And then, I get read by the Medium, and she's like, you need to teach teachers. And I'm like, okay. All right, let's do this.
All the signs line up, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
But that's how I am. I always need to be challenged. I need a challenge. I can't sit here and do this.
Yeah. I know.
Awesome. I think the last thing that I kind of want to touch on was as far as the military goes, right? Like coming out of the military, like I was saying, you're a very well put together person, right? And I'm sure you have your demons, right? Just like everybody else.
Absolutely.
And
I'm happy to talk about
maybe
them too.
more than most people.
Probably,
And I've had veteran friends who've really, really struggled after the military coming back to normal life, and even some that have taken their own lives. what is it that you did to, like, you've been through it. So like, what is it that you did to make sure that you weren't one of those people?
Statistics. Yeah.
First things first, my condolences.
Yeah.
That's what, if for those of that don't know, that's what for the 22
Mission 22.
Mission 22, the 22 push-ups a day for veterans suicide prevention is for. And you guys, if you know veterans that have been through combat, especially, check in on them.
Mm-hmm.
Just even, dude, one text a month.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
How you doing?
Hey man, how you doing? Maybe no one's asking about how they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and be ready for them.
Yeah.
I'm struggling. I want to take my life. You get them help.
Yeah.
You call for help immediately.
Yep.
Okay, and then you pay it forward. You save someone's life.
Yeah.
You know, talk about good karma.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, oh man. I really feel, you want me to like put it into a long-winded sentence or like short?
Man,
Whatever
this is your stage.
best way to explain it.
Yeah.
Shit.
What time is it?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to.
No, it's okay. What do we got? 1 o'clock?
It's 1 o'clock right now.
All right. Okay. I think ultimately what anyone that goes through combat or the service and war, especially, one of the biggest revelations that I had was I thought my purpose on this earth was being a warrior. I was excellent at war. I'm excellent. Like the reason why I stand here is because
How excellent you are.
I'm better than every man I've ever faced.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of them. They're no longer here. Whether it's because they met me and my boys or just me. And I was so incredibly good at it that I really thought that's why I was here before I even really understood what purpose was. And along my journey, I've realized, and it was one of my biggest struggles to get past, that it's not why I'm here. No, it's just one of my tools.
Yeah.
There's 5 things in life that I'm good at. One of them is war. And over my self-development journey, I've learned that this life is not your only life. This is just one of them for your soul. Chris, what is on camera, what you guys are hearing,
Yeah.
this is just my vessel. I'm just a bald, 6 foot, 210 pound meathead. That's it. You know, this isn't my hand.
Yeah.
This is my vessel's hand.
Yeah.
This isn't my solid gold watch. This is my vessel's gold watch. This isn't Chris. Chris is my soul.
Yeah.
And I've come to learn that my soul has been in war ever since my soul's been around. And I knew it, but I thought it was because all of my grandfathers and great-grandfathers were in war. That was my first inclination. But then I realized that all of them weren't. And I started to understand that my past lives I had been. And over the past week, I've meditated so incredibly deeply, I've asked twice to see what my past lives were. I shared the story of one past life 2 days ago. This morning, I had a meditation, and I asked to see a past life. And I was on this Navy ship. I don't know time frames. 1800s.
Older.
And I was a deckhand in the Navy. And I rose to the second in command. And the point is, and I don't have to get into the graphics if you don't want, but my soul has always been in war. And I had to all of my lives. And that's why in this life, I went to war and I was clean. You can't stop me. You can't. I mean, I was pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you couldn't get me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I overcame that my purpose in life was not a tool of war, but a tool of my soul. And once I started to accept and forgive myself for atrocities that you only see in war, I started to progress through life. And I was less angry. And I was less agitated. And I was less fucked up. And I had more of a fuse, if you will. Mm. You can't fight me now. You just can't. You cannot get me to the point that I get angry and I'm going to fight you.
Right.
You just can't. It just won't happen. I'm just too incredibly secure in that. First things first, we don't have to fight.
Right.
And that's under the context that someone's trying to start a fight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if someone were to fight me, I mean, it'd be a different story.
Yeah, like if he comes up and tries to slug you in the face, it's over for him.
You're going to get shot. First and foremost, you're going to get shot. No, I'm serious.
I believe you. Trust me. I know you're serious.
But I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm excellent at war. I'm excellent at hand-to-hand combat. I'm excellent with weapons.
On your own terms, you
on my
de-escalate.
own terms. I can use my mind.
Right.
My mind is more powerful.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, I had to forgive myself and understand that my purpose wasn't to end life, but to give life.
Epic.
And help others with their life. There's a man named Bob Proctor, and what he says is, willingly give and graciously receive. And I've experienced incredible life by giving, not from taking. I was the worst place I've ever been by taking.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah, of course.
I always say the paradox of life is the more that you give, the more you have.
Karma.
That's it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I had to forgive myself. And I had to understand that my purpose wasn't to be a warrior. To answer the question plainly.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy. People have to find purpose, because without purpose, then you're really just wandering.
And the basis of finding purpose is to be of service to other people.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's how it started. I realized I liked helping people, and I just had to narrow it down that I was a teacher.
Mm.
I thought it was through it was through fitness, and I realized that it wasn't, and that's okay. And guys, if you go and do something in life and you make it big or whatever, and you realize you don't want to do it, don't do it.
Not to
Yeah.
do it.
Don't do
Yes.
it. Get out of it.
Yeah.
Go, whatever. Just doesn't matter how old you are.
Yeah.
You're 50 years old, go do something else.
I know.
Have fun.
I know.
Yeah, I feel like if
that.
you're open-minded
Yeah.
enough to see that, you could do anything else.
Yeah, 100%. I'm a big component of life is short, and having mine almost taken away really puts into
Multiple
perspective.
times,
Yeah.
Like how short it is, but it doesn't mean that my situation is the only reason. I mean, people get in car accidents and they get raped and they get assaulted and they almost end their life or something along those lines.
Stuff happens.
And then they could start to conceptualize that life is short, and that's when you harness life.
Yeah. 100%.
Awesome. I think that's a good spot to to leave on.
Yeah,
I
I know.
definitely need to have you come back on here because I
I
have
would love
so
to come
many.
back.
Yeah.
We'll be here for 10 hours if we.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I
seriously
know.
though.
It's been 2 hours.
It's literally 1:52 right now.
Wow.
Yeah. 152 went by very, very
Fast.
fast. Yeah.
Wow.
I knew it was going to be one of these
Like
episodes
Aaron
too.
Graham.
I did too. I said
Yeah.
this is going to be 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Where
real
can we
quick,
find? Yeah.
Where can people find you?
Yeah.
Like social media wise, like where can everybody?
Yeah, guys, listen, first things first, speaking to your audience, thank you for your time. If you were able to get through this, excuse me.
They definitely will.
I'm working on not burping. I've been getting yelled at.
It's all right.
But long story short, thank you for your time, guys. It's honestly very, very, very like fulfilling to be able to speak to like-minded people. And if my message resonates with anyone, or you guys just want to chat, come find me. I'm super accessible. You could find me on Instagram at Chris Warnes1. If you want to add me on Facebook, it's Christopher Warnes. My podcast, I'm on all major. I'm on Anchor, but I'm on all major distribution.
So are we.
Yeah. Distribution channels. I think it's
Exactly.
called. So I'm on
iTunes.
Spotify.
He's got he's on the main channels, folks. but he's also on the weird ones.
Yes.
The ones we don't know about.
And when you look at the analytics, you're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, literally, it's so funny.
So you can find me on iTunes. You can find me on Spotify. It's the CW Clinic. And then if you want to see one of my websites, it's chriswarrens.com. And I'm just grateful that I was able to speak with everybody and be here and be around good people and good energy. And I wish you guys the utmost success. And I see it. You guys got it. You guys fucking got it.
Thanks,
I knew it before I came here. You guys got serious potential.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate you guys having me here.
We appreciate having you, and I
you.
think this is the beginning of something beautiful, folks.
Good. Good.
Until next time, guys. Thank you. Peace.
Thank you.
Bills, I got her that. She call me daddy, you cannot have your daughter back. Voicemail, I ain't calling back. Love the way she be crawling back. Yeah, she ain't fucking with no broke boy, she got it back.